Future trade tariffs, DOGE spending cuts, and rising geopolitical tensions all keeping the markets on edge. Joining us now, Gardner, Stifel Chief Washington Policy Strategist. Brian, great to have you with us. We're at an interesting point in time right now. We're on the eve of the tariffs. We're also on the eve of a congressional address by President Trump. How important are the optics of this all happening, just before addressing Congress to give us the state of where things are right now?
Yeah, so you say it's an interesting time this week. I feel like we've been able to say that for months, if not years. It's just an unprecedented time where it's just week after week there are headlines coming out of Washington and markets continue to grind higher, which is probably a positive thing. So, when we're looking at what's going on this week and the optics, there's a lot of dissent and disagreement in Washington, but I think the markets are looking through more broadly, longer term, to some positive impacts of the Trump trade still. But the optics this week are clearly messaging for the president on the economy and the budget. The DOGE effort is hugely popular. It may be disruptive. And we can get into that, but it is very popular with the American public, and I think he's going to lean into that. The overall message of the Trump administration, and it's early, right? We're still in the honeymoon phase, is his popularity is pretty good right now and holding in there.
How about the economy and pricing? There have been some articles this morning about how, not focusing enough on high prices for the consumer could actually bite him in the end. And I'm wondering how quickly he needs to sort of, that was the centerpiece of his campaign, to ease the pain of the American people in terms of prices. And it doesn't feel like there has been anything directly, at least, to address that concern.
No, it's always been the great conundrum for the Trump agenda. Diana Olick's piece just before I came on the home builders and lumber tariffs, combined with tariffs that had been threatened against other countries, certainly raised the prospect of higher prices for consumers, not lower. And so he's got to walk a really difficult tightrope here to deliver on the campaign promises. Tariffs are popular with some parts of the public, but not everybody. But there's a more universal feeling among of the public that the economy is the number one issue. That's what's led to him, what's led to his election in November, and that's what's going to carry him through this term. And so if he's not careful and leans too much into some of the protectionist policies that some of his advisors are pushing and that he's very comfortable with, there's a big political downside for him. And, he's going to have other matters that he needs to address later. We're already into the tax debate. If the economy starts to sour, weaken a little bit, and his popularity starts to wane, Republican lawmakers will take notice of that, because there's no more powerful incentive in Washington than self-preservation.
How long does he have? How long does that Trump popularity last if he's not directly addressing these economic concerns until the midterms? I mean, he has to not just worry about him, but he has to worry about his counterparts in Congress.
Right. So, and Republicans don't have much room to maneuver.
Right.
They only have a very small majority in the House. So I think he's got a couple of months. Look, if you look at, honeymoons of past administrations, the Biden administration was fairly short because of the Afghanistan problem, the chaos of withdrawing from Afghanistan in April that cut off his honeymoon. So he was able to get a few things done early, but then stalled after that. The Trump administration, I think you could argue, their poll numbers hung in pretty well during most of the first 2 years. Some of the Russia collusion stories took him down, but his numbers on the economy always stay pretty solid. So if the economy hangs in and doesn't weaken as some people are fearing right now, his popularity is probably going to remain pretty elevated. And one thing is clear, going back to Friday and the Zelensky matter, he has really consolidated the Republican Party behind him. Even foreign policy hawks who have been very supportive of Ukraine were very quick to get behind the president. So he really is running the party for now. Again, it's the economy, stupid. As long as the economy hangs in there.
Call her stupid, Brian.
He's talking to you, Joe.
Oh, I'm here. Oh, okay, never
Yeah,
mind.
no,
never mind. Go ahead. Okay. So he felt my presence.
How can that be ignored?
As long as the economy hangs in there,
Thought he was listening
his poll
earlier.
numbers hang in there, and his ability to get through his economic agenda is helped by that. But again, if the economy were to soften from here, then it's going to take a political impact on have a political impact on him.
In terms of tariffs, what's your worst case scenario? I mean, we're not just factoring in. Let's just assume that the 25% tariffs go into effect. Let's assume another 10% on China. The retaliation could be worse than the actual tariff.
Yeah, so the China story, I think we're still in early stages of that because during the campaign he promised a 60% tariff on China, which would be adding to the original 25% to get it up to 60, and this is the second tranche of 10%. So we've got a ways to go on China. And with China, it's always going to be, yes, retaliation on some of their own tariffs, but that's limited. But export controls, cracking down on U.S. businesses and U.S. business personnel in China. There are different levers to turn there that may not be seen by the economy as obvious as a tariff, but it's still going to play out as impactful behind the scenes in China for U.S. businesses trying to do business in China. And then, in worst case scenario, it's the reciprocal tariffs. I think those will take a longer period of time to implement because the level of complexity there, I think, is underestimated. But in terms of worst case scenario, yeah, a more global reciprocal tariff. To me, that is a worst case scenario because that is going to lead to further retaliation more broadly than just China and more broadly than just the North American trading partners.